Good day, Angelo Lavardo Loyola Senior High School students. Welcome to our entrepreneurship subject. Once again, I am your teacher, Mr. Roderick Moondock. This lesson, titled, Recognize a Potential Market, is the second lesson of our entrepreneurship subject. This lesson will allow you to learn the knowledge and skills independently in recognizing a potential market. It will guide you to identify the market problems to be solved, or the market that needs to be met, and propose a solution in terms of product and service that will match the need using techniques on seeking, screening, and seizing opportunities. Also, in this module, we will identify the market problem and propose solutions with regards to products and services to continue discovering the ideal business you are going to offer to your community. Basically, in return for your hard time selling your product, you can generate profit. The most essential learning competency is recognize a potential market, with code TLE_ICTAN 11/12 PCE01. The most essential learning competency include the following core topics to be discussed: analyze the market need, determine the possible product S or service S that will meet the need, screen the proposed solution S based on viability, profitability, and customer requirements, and select the best product or service that will meet the market need. The content standard is that the learner demonstrates understanding of concepts, underlying principles, and processes of developing a business plan. The performance standard that the learner independently or with his or classmates present an acceptable detailed business plan. In this module, you will learn the following: associate the market problem to be solved or the market need to be met, look for solution S in terms of products and services that will meet the need using techniques on seeking, screening, and seizing opportunities, break down the market needs, detect the possible product S or service S that will meet the need of your locality, screen the proposed solution S based on viability, profitability, and customer need in developing a business plan, and finally, choose the best product or service that will meet the market needs. This is your guide on how to develop a business plan. By identifying and appealing to a particular group of consumers, it is essential to check on the possible product needed in your locality. Business industries offer products and services. The activity of making, buying, or selling goods or providing services in exchange for money is called business. Product is made or grown to be sold or use or something that is the result of a process. Services are those intangible products where there is a skill involved and has value. After completing this module, you need to learn and understand the sources of opportunities for business. Determine the essentials in the entrepreneur's opportunity seeking, identify market problems and propose potential products or services that will meet the market needs. Know the problem in which a business opportunity arises from. Identify, screen and propose solution to meet the problem. Select the best product or service that will meet the market's need with a consideration of generating profit. In the previous lesson, you already know about the difference between businessman and entrepreneur. Knowing all the entrepreneurial concepts will not assure a person of becoming a successful entrepreneur, and not all business people are entrepreneurs. Some say being an entrepreneur is a calling. A lot of qualities must be possessed to be considered successful and sustainable. So, if you are given an excellent opportunity to venture into the field of entrepreneurship, it may be a long process to undertake and the willingness to take a risk. Also, you're not only the one who's in progress, but at the same time, you're helping for the development growth of our economy. The topic to be discussed here is recognize a potential market. But first, let us define the entrepreneurial ideas. Aduana, define entrepreneurial ideas as the creation of an entrepreneurial ideas leads to the identification of entrepreneurial opportunities, which in turn results in the opening of an entrepreneurial venture. The entrepreneurial process of creating a new venture is presented in the diagram below. The figure below shows the steps in the entrepreneurial process of creating new venture. Number 1. Creation of entrepreneurial ideas. Number 2. Identification of entrepreneurial opportunities. Number 3. Opening of entrepreneurial venture. The following are essentials in entrepreneurs' opportunity seeking. These are the basic foundation that the entrepreneur must have in seeking opportunities. Number 1. Entrepreneurial mind frame. This allows the entrepreneur to see things in a very positive and optimistic way in the midst of difficult situation. Being a risk taker, an entrepreneur can find solution when problems arise. Number 2. Entrepreneurial heart flame. Entrepreneurs' driven passion, they are attracted to discover satisfaction in the act and process of discovery. Passion is the great desire of an entrepreneur to achieve his/her goals. Number 3. Entrepreneurial gut game. This refers to the ability of the entrepreneur of being intuitive. This also known as intuition. The gut game also means confidence in oneself, and the firm believes that everything you aspire can be reached. In this lesson, we will tackle the 5 different sources of opportunities. The 5 sources of opportunities are the following. Number 1. Changes in the environment. Number 2. Technological discovery and advancement. Number 3. Government's thrust, programs, and policies. Number 4. People's interest. Number 5. Past experiences. In this lesson, we will tackle the 5 different sources of opportunities. There are many ways to discover opportunities. Looking at the big picture, some have noticed the emerging trends and patterns for business opportunities. In contrast, others are trying to find out their target market. Some are the following sources of opportunities. The first one of the 5 different sources of opportunities is the changes in the environment. Entrepreneurial ideas arise when changes happen in the external environment. A person with an entrepreneurial drive views these changes positively. External environment refers to the physical environment, societal environment, and industry environment where the business operates. The physical environment includes climate, which is the weather conditions, natural resources such as minerals, forests, water, and fertile land that occur in nature and can be used for economic gain. And the wildlife, which includes all mammals, birds, reptiles, fish, etc., that live in the wild. Another example of the changes in the environment is that the societal environment includes the various forces like political forces, which includes all the laws, rules, and regulations that govern business practices, as well as the permits, approvals, and licenses necessary to operate the business. These also includes the economic forces such as income level and employment rate. Another one is the socio-cultural forces, which includes customs, lifestyles, and values that characterize a society. Technological environment means the new inventions and technology innovations. And lastly, in the changes in the environment, is the industry environment of the business. These includes the following: competitors, customers, creditors, employees, government, and suppliers. For example, one factor in the physical environment that can easily change is the climate. The temperature is very high during summer but very low during the rainy season. An individual with entrepreneurial drive can be extremely imaginative and inventive in identifying opportunities. She can venture a business that responds to the needs of the people during summer and rainy season. The second sources of opportunity is technological discovery and advancement. A person with entrepreneurial interest sees the possibility of business opportunities in any discovery because of using the latest technology. For example, an individual with knowledge in repair and installation of a machine engine discovers that additional engine parts that considerably reduce fuel consumption. The third sources of opportunity is government's thrust, programs, and policies. The priorities, projects, programs, and policies of the government are also good sources of ideas. For example, the use of firecrackers to celebrate New Year's Eve is strictly prohibited. People without entrepreneurial interest will view the ordinance as a plain restriction. However, it is a business opportunity for an entrepreneur to come up with a new product that will serve as a substitute for firecrackers. The fourth sources of opportunity is people's interest. The interest, hobbies, and preferences of people are a rich source of entrepreneurial ideas. As the increasing number of internet cafes at present could lead to the strong attachment of young people to computers. The fifth and the last sources of opportunity is past experiences. The expertise and skills developed by a person who has worked in a particular field may lead to a related business enterprise's opening. For example, an accountant who has learned the appropriate accounting and management skills and techniques in a prominent accounting firm can start his/her business venture by opening his/her accounting firm. The forces of competition model. It is also known as the 5 forces of competition. An industry environment is a competitive environment. Regardless of what product or services you have, competition is always present. Before we proceed, let us first define competition. Competition is the act or process of trying to get or win something. For example, the prices are lower when there is competition among the stores. There are 5 forces of competition model. These are the 5 forces competing within the industry: buyers, potential new entrants, rivalry among existing firms, substitute products, and supplier. Buyers. The buyers are the one that pays cash in exchange to your goods and services. For example, the influence of the price or in the bargaining strategy. The buyer has a strong and magnified bargaining power. The threat of its bargaining power will be more minor if the following factors notice. There are several suppliers available in the market. The buyer has the potential for backward integration. The cost of switching the supplier cost is minimal. The product represents a high percentage of the buyer's cost. The buyer purchases large portions of the seller's product or services. 2. Potential new entrants. A new entrant is defined as the one who enters something. For example, the level of capital requirements. If the business requires huge capital, new entrants should decline to join the company. This gives a threat to the business. This can be noticed if there is the presence of the following factors: substantial capital requirement, strict government policy, difficulty in accessing distribution channels, economies of scale, E. High cost of product differentiation, F. High switching cost. 3. Rivalry among existing firms. Rivalry is a state or situation in which people or groups are competing. For example, it depends on your competitor's marketing strategy, like giving freebies and special offers. The following factors characterize the intensity of rivalry among existing firms: diversity of rivals, number of competing firms, characteristics of the products or services, increased capacity, amount of fixed costs, rate of industry growth. 4. Substitute product. Substitute means anything that takes place or function of another. For example, the consumers decide to use margarine as a substitute for butter. In case the price of butter increases, preferably, the consumer will gradually switch to margarine. A substitute product can give a significant threat in the industry environment if the following factors are noticed: switching cost is low. Preferences and tastes of the customers quickly change. Product differentiation is highly noticeable. The quality of substitute products dramatically improves. The price of substitute product is substantially lower. 4. Substitute product. Substitute means anything that takes place or function of another. For example, the consumers decide to use margarine as a substitute for butter. In case the price of butter increases, preferably, the consumer will gradually switch to margarine. A substitute product can give a significant threat in the industry environment if the following factors are noticed: switching cost is low. Preferences and tastes of the customers quickly change. Product differentiation is highly noticeable. The quality of substitute products dramatically improves. The price of substitute product is substantially lower. Let me end the discussion with a saying: you have to have a dream, whether big or small. Then plan, focus, work hard and be very determined to achieve your goals. By Henry Tsai. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more video lessons about entrepreneurship. Let me end the discussion with a saying: you have to have a dream, whether big or small. Then plan, focus, work hard and be very determined to achieve your goals. By Henry Tsai. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos.